Hi guys, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel if you've been here before. Today I'm going to be doing a look for my entry into the NYX Face Awards. I hope you like it, and let's get started. The first thing I did was a couple of days ago I went to my local craft store and bought just a normal kind of headband like one of these, and some flowers and stuff, as well as other stuff from my own craft box, and made a headpiece. Yeah, I'll insert some photos and stuff. The first thing I did was take my NYX micro brow pencil in chocolate, and I just outlined my eyebrows top and bottom and did lots of little hair strokes just to give my eyebrows some more shape, make them a bit fluffier. And I just filled it all in, checking back and forth to make sure they were even. And I did this on both sides. I darkened up the ends just a little bit with some powder. I just ran the spoolie through to give it a bit of a fade in the inside, and then I took a concealer and carved out my brows on both sides, top and bottom. Just sat back and checked that they were even, and then I did in between and just faded it a little bit. I then took that same concealer onto my eyelids and blended it out with a beauty sponge, and blended out all the edges from where I carved my brows out, so there was no harsh lines, and I did that all over. I then took a light blue shadow on a fluffy brush and packed it on and blended it out till I was happy with how bright the colour was. And I did this on both sides, checking that I was happy with the shape. And blended it up to my eyebrow. I then took a jade colour and just went below that more into my crease, and again packed it on and blended it out. I then took a cobalt blue and worked on the outer edges and blended and packed and added a little bit of black also. I then went in with a concealer on a concealer brush along my lash line, and I looked up to create a stamp of my natural crease. I then got fresh concealer each time, and stamped along that line till I was happy, and then blended it out with my finger. And I did this on both sides. And then once I was happy with that, I took a blue shimmer shadow and stamped it all over that concealed area, and also a holographic blue. I then took the same blues I did before, starting with the lightest, stamping and blending with the shimmer, into the darker blue, into a black, and keeping them more on the outer edges, and the black along my lash line. And I just built up the colour and blended till I was happy. I then took a blue cream paint and applied that to one whole side of my face with just a beauty sponge, and blended into my ear and down my neck onto my chest. I then took a white cream paint and highlighted underneath my eye, my forehead, my nose, my chin, and blended those out, and then set them with the NYX HD finishing powder all over my face to get ready for the shadows and the shading. And then once I did that, I took a black cream paint on a little liner brush and just sketched out where I was going to create the shape of my skull and shading. And then took the same blues as before and shaded right into my eyebrow and hollowed out my eye socket area with the darker blues and black, and just blended them really well with a fluffy brush. I just really highlighted and shaded a lot of areas I thought needed a bit more. I filled in some of the spaces and powdered them as well with a black shadow, just to stop them transferring. I outlined my hairline also with the blues and blacks to give it a contour and really blended them in. Then I went back in with that cream paint and lined along my hairline and stamped it right into my hair to give it more of that skull shape. And I just went back in with some more blues and some more blacks, really hollowing out that eye. And also went in with the blues and blacks along my jawline, and then started to shade and hollow out my cheek to really give it that sunken effect with the same blues, darkest to lightest, shading back and forth and blending. I just added a bit more shading in areas as well, and then I started on where I was going to place the teeth, starting with the cobalt blue and shading where I was going to place the teeth to give it that more sunken effect. And I just went back and forth blending with the dark blue, cobalt blue and the black on a little packy kind of brush. And I did that all the way along, and just checking every now and then and looking at my reference photo to make sure I was happy with how it was looking. I then took the Angel Veil Skin Perfecting Primer from NYX and primed my beauty side of my face, making a base for my foundation. I then took my foundation on a little beauty sponge and applied that all to the side of my face and into my ear and down my neck, and blended that all along the line and got a smaller brush, like a concealer brush, and carved out that line as well as a little sponge. And then just took a concealer brush with some lighter concealer and just applied it to chin, top of the lip, forehead, underneath my eye and my nose. Tap them out with the brush as well as my finger and a little beauty sponge, just to give my face some highlight. And I took the NYX Studio HD finishing powder and applied it to those concealed areas as well as my entire face, just with a beauty sponge. I took the NYX Highlight and Contour Pro palette and bronzed and contoured my face. I then took the NYX Baked Blush and just added some blush to my face to give it a bit more colour, a bit more life to the beauty side. I also highlighted using the highlighter shade from the NYX Highlight and Contour palette on all the highest points where I normally highlight my face. Just try not to mix that blue in. I then took the HD finishing powder and stamped it quite thick underneath my eye so that when I applied my blue shadows it wouldn't go into my foundation. I then applied the same blue shadows as before, making that gradient of lightest to darkest, really blending it in, and applied black right on the outer edge. I then took the NYX Shimmer Down Pigment in Platinum and highlighted my inner corners and the top of that cut crease and my eyebrow bone with a holographic blue. I then applied the NYX Hydro Fudge Waterproof in Aqua Green liner to my waterline, and then the Jumbo Eye Pencil in white on the other side on a little brush in stamping motions. I then took the Epic ink liner and did a tight line across both of my eyes, right close to my lashes. I then applied some mascara to both my eyelashes on both sides, the top and the bottom. I then applied some false fluffy lashes to both eyes. And some individual eyelashes just to the bottom of the skull side. I then took a white cream paint and started painting the teeth. Just checking my reference photo every now and then, so I was happy with the shape of how things were going. Just on a little eyeliner brush. And I just did this all the way along till I was happy with how it looked. I went back and forth a lot with my brush and checking my photo and just making sure I was happy with how things were going. I then took some black and that cobalt blue again, just for some shading on a little lip brush in between all the teeth, just to give it a bit more depth, just to make those teeth stand out a bit more. And I just shaded all in between them, back and forth with the deeper blues. And then I took a NYX matte liquid liner and just outlined those teeth a little bit as well, just to make them again stand out and to give it that kind of depth that I was after. And I did this to all the teeth. I then took a white liquid liner from NYX and just went over all those teeth just to bring back out that white, because I felt like it lost a little bit, just to draw them forward again. And then took the NYX Suede matte lipstick in Rose the Day on a little disposable brush, just to outline my lips and to get really close to that skull. And then took the bullet and went over it all. I then took that same blue cream paint as before, ran that all down my chest and added the same blues for highlights and contours. And this is my finished half skull, half beauty look for the NYX Face Awards 2019. I'm so proud of it and I hope you guys liked it. Thank you for watching.